Fool's Day.
Yeah, and sorry for that little bit of a hiccup that we had there.
You know, Cartoon Network has actually had some pretty surprising and very unusual April Fool's stunts over the last few years.
Yeah, there's been a lot that have been discussed all over the place, and some people have been trying to find some of that stuff. And for that reason, that's one of the reasons why we're not going to talk about all of them in this video, because some of them are kind of lost media right now. And I know that you guys are going to be like, where's Adult Swim? Where's Adult Swim? But we promise we will get to that in another video, but we may save that one for maybe sometime next year.
So we might not get everything fit into this video, like the Screwy Squirrel Marathon from 1997, or a few other marathons. So we're going to be talking about a few appealing April Fool's stunts they've been doing in the 2010s.
And we're going to start this with Cartoon Network's quite possibly most controversial year, 2017. In the midst of a kind of controversial 25th anniversary, they did something pretty interesting that I like to call April Fool's Day.
So what happened is, Cartoon Network was airing episodes of all the shows they had in their lineup back in 2017, but what they did is they put googly eyes on over the characters' eyes in every episode and promo and bumper they played during the day.
I just need to talk about this. I have to say that must have been such a pain in the behind to edit all that stuff, because they had to, like, you have to think about it, because all of the movement and all the eye movements inside the googly eyes, and you're just like, how did they edit all that stuff? So it's just like one of those things where you're trying to figure out how did they edit all that stuff, and I hope that at some point we get a behind the scenes video just to see how it was, because that would be really cool to see. Yeah, and then they had to make them like bounce around and spin around and everything, just like an actual googly eye, so it's just like, what the heck's going on?
I'm guessing it wasn't really a big problem, because pretty much all the cartoons they played on that day were like 11 minutes long.
I actually saw a promo for it a few days beforehand, and they were like, you won't believe your eyes, and I'm like, wait, what the heck's going on? So I obviously had no idea what they were planning, so I had to wait until the actual day to try and figure out what was going on, and when I saw, I was like, what the heck, dude?
But there was another prank they did the year after that, right?
In 2018. And this one's very fitting, because this one was the combination of a holiday with another. Put them together, and you get Easter Fool's Day. And without a shadow of doubt, this was one of my favorite Cartoon Network April Fool's pranks. But sadly, since a lot of people don't know about it, there's not a lot of footage.
So what happened is, Easter and April Fool's were on the same day in 2018. So Cartoon Network decided to have a little bit of fun and have Richard Waterson, the big fat pink bunny character from The Amazing World of Gumball.
It played like every 30 or so minutes? I'm not 100%. Maybe 30 minutes to maybe even an hour or so, because it didn't happen in every single 10 or 15 minutes. It happened like every 30, 45, maybe an hour. But however, even though the footage is lost, I managed to record those 4 things because I was at my grandmother's house that day. And actually, I came up with nicknames for each of the 4. And it starts off with the first one I saw called Be Leaving in the Fun. And then after that, we have a real surprise egg. And then this one was really funny, Richardception. And possibly the funniest one, in my opinion, Attack of the Richard Clones.
Well, bunnies do multiply.
It was actually, fun fact, the day before I went to go on a school trip to Washington, D.C. And then, after a really fun time with Richard, 2019 passed and not a lot was going on, just another ordinary day and all that stuff. But in 2020, they did something a bit controversial. Themed after Apple and Onion, they had April Fool's Day, which did not go well with everybody, myself included.
And they had, like, some of their Cartoon Network characters turn into, food.
The sad thing is that, like I said, not a lot of effort was put into that back then, and not to mention the votes were kind of rigged, focusing on the characters that people hated instead of the ones the characters that people loved. So honestly, kind of like something else that's going on in the media business right now, owned by a certain competitor of Warner Brothers. Let's just say that the voting, like the rigged voting, Cartoon Network kind of did that too.
2021 was actually a lot better.
By a landslide. Right? So, I still remember what happened. I woke up that morning. Great. I just realized, what the heck is Cartoon Network going to do to disappoint me? So, what came in with the lowest of expectations. I had no idea what was going on. I turned on my TV. And then something confusing happened. It wasn't called Cartoon Network that day.
Nope. Instead it was called
Caton Network. My gosh. They made a cute little video called, instead of Craig of the Creek, they had it called Cats of the Creek. And they had 3 gorgeous tabby cats playing the roles of Craig, Kelsey, and JP. And they had like a cool little like Creek-styled set inspired by the actual series. And it was actually really well done. And I actually really like that.
I bet the cats who didn't really have any idea what was going on, I guess they were like having a lot of fun, you know, impersonating these iconic characters.
Especially in one scene where they kind of did a bit of a movement with the kitty JP doing this.
Yeah, making that cat do the JP.
It was just so funny to see that cat doing that. I'm just like, this is what I'm talking about. You guys putting in so much effort into something like this, and you guys did it! And unfortunately, they did do something else, but we can't talk about that here. However, in the meantime, here's a picture of that.
Well, the cats did also appear in a YouTube live stream and this social media post.
Like, think about this. We have a good trifecta. We have, like, a great big trio of masterpieces here. Mm-hmm. Googly Eyes, a Richard Watterson takeover, and then cats, one of my favorite animals, for Pete's sake.
Mm-hmm.
What's next? And I was super duper excited, but then they turned the focus to him instead of me.
As you guys pretty much already know, Cartoon Network started to focus more on the Looney Tunes, which they have not even done for a few years now, since they've been focused over on Boomerang. So they teamed up with an internet influencer to do like prank material for the TV and the internet. And then the next year, they just they aired classic Looney Tunes shorts on TV, which they haven't done in a very long time. Just last year, had Eric Bauza and the other Looney Tune voice artists have Looney Tune characters dub over clips from Warner Brothers movies and TV shows, including this famous scene from Adventure Time.
Bacon pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make. Bacon pancake!
And then for some reason, they're literally doing the same thing again this year. And I'm just like, okay. I'm really sad to say it, but all the effort's gone again.
I don't know what's gonna happen with Cartoon Network's next April Fool's prank, but we're not gonna make any promises because we don't know what's going on over at CN. But let's just say that we did a pretty good job with our prank this year, right?
Like we said earlier, sorry about that.
Yeah, but I guess a lot of you hated a lot of the episodes we talked about in that video, which we will leave a link in the description or a pinned comment, so you can check it out for yourself.
I'm just gonna be honest. If you like some of those episodes on that list, we're not trashing on you or anything. So don't worry, we're not trashing on you. We were just saying that some of the episodes we didn't like, or some of the episodes that were well hated by the community. So if you like some of those episodes, that's okay. That's perfectly fine.
So to put it short, happy April Fool's Day, everybody.